Morning everyone, Chris here. I know it's been a while since I've posted a video. It's been a long winter. I feel like I hibernated. You can see snow is virtually gone. We got a little bit here and there, but that means it's time to get the cars out. I posted a picture yesterday kind of teasing that we were moving around the toy box, and speaking of that, I got some pretty big news regarding that here that I'll make in a video maybe this week. Actually, it depends on if we can get in. Wanted to make a quick update video for you guys this morning. Spring is here, and that means that the cars are coming out. I need to go down to Classics Plus this morning and take a peek at my white '69 Camaro that I got from Bear Jackson earlier this year, and I thought I would bring you guys along for that. This girl in front of me is looking at me like, what the hell am I doing? Anyway, so I thought I'd bring you guys along to Classics with me to get an update on the white '69 Camaro. I got that car in, and I mean, if you might have seen the video where it was leaking power steering fluid. I had a couple oil leaks, and it just, I shouldn't be surprised, but it came in not quite as expected, which, is expected, I guess, to some extent. So we discovered that thing had like a 5-gallon fuel cell in the trunk instead of, something that could be useful. It had, I forget what he called it. It wasn't quite posi traction rear end, but it was one that ensured that the left and rear tires moved at the same exact speed, meaning the rotation, whatever the right tire was rotated as, what the left tire would rotate at, and that's great and all for what that car was designed to be, which is the sun is really annoying, which is a drag car. I'm gonna wait until I record this. God, that was annoying. The sun was like beating right on my mouth. It didn't look cool. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so that white '69 Camaro, you can't tell when you see these things online, or even on the block online, or even in the description of the car, but that thing was clearly designed to just go a quarter mile down the road and come back. It's got tons of power. It's got lots of potential too, but I don't buy these cars to drag. I mean, maybe one day, but for now, I want to drive them. I want to be able to do what I'm doing with this car and drive it to work. I didn't feel that car would have been a good option given how I had it or how I got it. So what we're doing to is we're raising up the rear end a little bit because those tires are so large for the tubs that they were rubbing. You can see tons of rub marks underneath the wheel wells. So we're gonna jack up the rear end a little bit. We it had smaller brakes. This is funny. So we have like a John Deere Gator, or I'll choose like our Polaris Razor, for example, that had physically larger diameter rotors than what was on the white '69 Camaro. They're Willwoods and everything, but they were very small. So we upgraded those to, I think, like 15-inch or something like that, cross drilled. They look pretty sweet, so I'll show you guys that as well. And put in a larger fuel cell tank, so I went from 5 gallons to 20, so at least I'll be able to get to work and back. And we took out the rear end. We kept the gearing. I think it was 466 gears. I think I should be fine with the 6-speed manual, so we kept that, but we did change out the rear end to where I can take a left or right hand turn at a slow speed, and I'm not gonna, damn salt, not all the salt is gone. No. We did change out the rear end, so where I take a little left or right hand turn, I'm not gonna chirp the tires or skipping across the road or anything like that. It did not have a parking brake, so we added that. We are completely changing the exhaust. I mean, you heard the video if you watched it. It was insane how loud it sounded. Yeah, it sounded cool, but again, I wanna use this car as a driver. I want to drive it to work, and I don't want to deafen the person next to me, by going down the road for 15 minutes. I don't know. Again, it sounded cool. The purpose for the car is not what I'm going to use it for. And I think what we're doing is going to enhance it tastefully. It's not going to cheapen it or take anything away from it. Besides, making the exhaust quieter and making the ride more enjoyable. What else? I had QA1 suspension underneath. Oh, drive shaft. That was one of the things that was leaking underneath that we discovered. The yokes. That was just... It's almost as if someone designed the car, in one way and never really used it in that way. The rub marks underneath the wheel well would say otherwise, but I mean, no way this car would have been able to go down the drag strip without an issue, because the yokes on both sides of the drive shaft were loose, leaking, not paired right. Maybe that has something to do with the new transmission they put in before they sold it. I don't know. But QA1 is right in our backyard here in Minnesota, and we're having a custom carbon fiber drive shaft. I was going to go with the normal steel one, or whatever the standard traditional material is. I think it's steel. But for not even okay, sounds worse than what it is. This was like $800 to get a custom carbon fiber one made for it, compared to like $150 for a custom steel or whatever it is. So I went with the carbon fiber route just because I've never had one. I thought it'd be kind of cool. I heard that they're stronger. Who knows? I thought maybe it'd be more reliable. That was the big thing. And what else? So they also went. I don't want to keep complaining about cars when I get them. This thing came in with it came in amazing. The paintwork was amazing. The interior was awesome. But they obviously they cut corners on some things, such as the rear floor to the trunk. It was all underneath the leather. If you saw that in the video, I kind of showed that off. Underneath all that leather was just raw metal, so it was already starting to rust. And I don't want that in my car. Again, I want this thing to last. So we are making a custom floor to also fit the fuel cell, so it's not just like a fuel cell sitting on top of a floor. We're going to kind of make it so it matches, or so it looks like it's been there or is made for it. I mean, it is made for it, but you know what I'm saying. We wanted to make it look as natural as we could. Listen to this thing real quick. These cars are sweet. This is the 19 2SS that I bought that people are not liking the front end. I don't think anything's wrong with it. Anyway, purpose of this video, again, kind of give you guys a spring update. I'll talk about it. I was leaving my neighborhood. I was talking about the toy box and the storage facility that we have, and how I teased a picture of the two Ferraris, kind of leaving the toy box or the storage area. The reason for that is because we found and came up with a purchase agreement, successfully purchased, or in the middle of it right now actually, a new toy box. It's not necessarily close to work at all. You kind of have to make a trip about it, but it was built and designed to be used for exactly what we're going to do it for. Or use it for, I should say. It's got a wash bay in it. It's about 4,000 square feet. We're going to get some badass car lifts and stuff in there. It's going to be pretty sweet. I'll take you guys along with the ride for that. I should have an update video for that this week. But anyway, more of this video. It's springtime, baby. We gotta get the cars out. I'm excited. And let's take a look at this white Camaro, because that's gonna be a very sweet ride when it's done. So, alright. I'm almost to work. I'm gonna cut this out. I'll pick this back up when I go to Classics Plus. Alright, we're back. Heading towards Classics Plus right now. Gonna check out the white Camaro. They might have the C1 back and done by then. That thing, like I said earlier, and you get a car in that you buy or purchase online, sight unseen, and it comes not as expected. Again, it shouldn't be an expectation that it's going to be like that. So we got the C1 Corvette. I think I have a video of that up. Pretty sure. Anyway, it's kind of a green Lexus color, I think. It came with like an old LS1 motor, and I think that's what it was. It came from some guy's son's Camaro, and it had, I don't want to say junkyard parts, but it had mix matched parts, which, if you know anything about that type of stuff, it never really goes together how you want it to, versus kind of like a plug and play type applications, such as like a GM crate motor plugged with or paired with a 6-speed or 8-speed, whatever the mating transmission is. Get in front of this guy. I hate driving by semis. Anyway, so my dad took out the entire drivetrain, motor, transmission, because the transmission didn't really make sense. It was kind of, I forget which one it was, but it was not something you would pair an LS1 motor with. And you think of transmission's a transmission, yeah, true, but I don't know. Again, these things were put together with like spare parts, it seemed. So we bought a brand new LS3, the 6-speed auto that GM pairs with it, and we put that in the C1. And then when we did that, I was driving out there, and I might have said this already, but I was driving out there and I found some leaks that were coming through the windshield because it was raining. And out of curiosity, we decided to take the windshield off to see how the seal is, if it needs replacing. It was a lot of, we debated doing that. We figured if we're going to take out the motor and transmission, might as well take off the windshield, right? So we did that, and we found that there was no seal. There was raw metal, and I believe there's 6 bolts that's supposed to tie the windshield to the body, and only 2 or 3 of them were actually in. So it's a good thing that we decided to do that, because that windshield wasn't secured properly. Anyway, I'm going down there to see the Camaro, yeah, but the C1 should be done, and we had to do some re-chroming and a bunch of other stuff to the supports that hold the windshield on, because those things are known to be defective, and these ones were defective, repaired, but repaired wrong. And so we did it right, re-chromed them. Anyway, that should be all done. And then we also sent our C2 down there, another car that we bought from Barrett Jackson, that came in, and I made a video of that. It had just a couple small things that needed to be, I'm going to turn here actually, never mind. Just a couple small things that needed to be repaired, such as like the door mechanisms, the doors didn't shut properly or open up properly from the inside. So things like that. This car sounds good. This is just, again, the 2SS Camaro. Only that was 3,000 RPMs at the most. I like it. Let's turn here and do a little acceleration here real quick. Just a little one, because this car is still new. Make sure there's no police. This has that new 10-speed in it. It's crazy smooth. Attach my GoPro to like the back of these cars so we can get that crackle on film. This thing sounds good. Alright, so I'm gonna keep on heading towards classics right now, and I'll film when I get there. Alright, just went up to Classics. This is that local shop that we go through. If you guys have a classic car and you're in the area, this place is, I trust them. I think they're trustworthy. So, okay, let's go inside and check it out.
We run up against, you wanted these to match your front.
Oh, yeah,
Joe,
yeah.
you got a second?
Huh?
Joe? Yeah. Can you come hold this rear end for me?
Oh, we can finish. You can go ahead. Are you about there? You should have another set of hands, though.
So cool. Are those piston driven, or is it kind of a spring?
I'm not really sure. See here, let me feel it up. Imagine they're around. Problem we ran into is these guys, what they did here? This tub is a little different location.
Oh, it is, huh?
Yeah.
It's all part of the experience.
Well, I would love to blow the back of this off and start over for you, but we ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna reinvent the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. I was just telling Chris that this tub is different location than that one.
Yeah, so what we think happened is, so obviously they cut out the tubs to tub the car.
Yep.
And everything, and to put this back half kit in. I'll show you what it does. So if you look right here, see how close it is? And then you look here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So when you come down, and I won't go down all the way.
Does it hit?
It's gonna lap the quarter on the back of the car.
Okay. I think that's the hinges that we picked
Well,
up.
so put this back, and I'll show you what we figured out. Yeah. So these are your new hinges we're putting on.
Okay.
I knocked the old ones out. Let me grab the old ones. I'll show you.
We got your rear brakes in, Chris.
Oh yeah, they in there?
Installed there, yeah.
Yeah, that's better looking.
Oh my, well, thanks to the stopping power you got.
Yeah.
6 pistons.
Actually,
Here's the new sail
should be of some use.
frame. I showed him Chris for brakes.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, that's
Sweet.
your new one.
Yeah. This will be all welded into your rear tubular frame, so
Okay.
you get a good
Nice and
string.
strong.
Yeah.
Brand new color cap, brand new seating unit.
Wow.
Yeah. Brand new vent system.
Oof. Okay.
So,
What do you guys suggest we do to correct
so
this?
Joe and I had talked about it. We obviously we can't let it out like that because you're never going to get the trunk closed. A couple things. What we could do is we could move the hole for the trunk lid this way. We could auger out some of the aluminum here. The one thing to remember, and I'll show you. The one thing to remember here is you're not going to see any of this.
Yep.
There's a cover that goes over it.
Okay.
So we can pick up some of the difference here by moving the screws this way. We can, do some light machining or grinding in there to move everything this way.
Okay.
The other thing we can do is I think it's going to be a little bit of cutting this away and pulling it this way down the tub.
Okay.
Just kind of a little bit of everything. I think will get us where we need to be.
And all this is because the tubs are.
That's
Not the
that's
same.
what I'm thinking.
Okay.
The car has been quartered. I don't know how they did the quarters on it.
Okay.
They might not have, car might not have been sitting stable at the time when they did that, so everything's kind of moved.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I don't want to do what's easiest. I want to do what's best.
Yep.
So if you think that's what's best,
What we can do is, like I said, it's none of it's going to be easy. But I guess in this situation, I would suggest a little bit of everything just to get it to come back.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
none of it's going to be. I definitely would never suggest you do something, or you have us do something that's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
for the best of the car. So,
Agreed. Understandable. Okay. That'll probably take a couple weeks then, I'm assuming.
yeah, we're gonna need a little time on it. We're gonna get all that done before we put the trunk or the tank in.
Okay.
Because that's going to give me room, or if Joe's going to do it, to be in here. So
Okay.
there's that. Did you see Kevin yet? Have you talked to
He was
Kevin?
on the phone.
He's on the phone. Okay.
Yeah.
Did he mention coilovers to you about this car?
He did not. I see that though. It's kind of.
Okay. So the reason we're suggesting coilovers is these springs. So you're going to be going on the road. These are drag springs basically.
Yeah.
They're like 295 pound springs, I believe is what we figured. Super light because the back of this car weighs nothing. It's got drag sheet metal in it. It's basically feather light sheet metal.
Okay.
So we're suggesting definitely would recommend a new set of coilovers.
Okay.
The fronts and rears kind of at the same time as I guess what we were thinking. We think they're obviously it's like a drag coilover. So if I turn the compression up on that thing just a little bit, I think they're 16 way adjustable.
Usually, yeah.
So I turn it up barely even half of what it's able to do,
Okay.
and I can grab these rear rails and pull on it. It doesn't move.
Really?
So it's going to be, and being the back of the car is so light, if I back them all the way down, I can bottom this car out without even pulling my feet off the ground.
Okay.
So it's kind of
Just the wrong spring for the shock.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
the whole combination.
yeah.
All right. Let's get what you guys recommend in there.
When they put the tub in, they probably didn't put it in just right. That's why.
Well, those
they had
guys,
the other hinges
they were
so
close
messy.
enough for a race car.
Yeah.
But when you get down to something like this where it has to be exact to get that gap at the end of the day, then you got to get right down to it.
Are you going to want the trunk upholstered or just
That's
leave
what
it as is?
That's
or-
what Ken was saying. We talked about doing that lizard skin, and we talked
You
about
won't be here for our show, will you?
upholstering. No, I'll be in Chicago, Illinois.
Well, we can get her done, and then we can talk whether you want us to do
Yeah,
like
once we get the
a
floors
sound
done.
editor in there,
Okay.
or send it away to Mark. Say if you were going to make our show, he's got a booth right by us. But
Okay, yeah, why don't we just get her done and then
Yeah,
we
then
can
we'll
talk
put
about that
our heads
later.
together.
Yeah,
We'll
we gotta
look
do
forward to the
some.
inside.
We gotta do some cleaning here on some of this rust and
Yeah,
whatnot.
that stuff's gotta go. Then we have an idea for remounting the battery or putting a different battery in there.
Yeah, we could put. Do you want to get a different battery, or
Yeah,
you
I'll-
just to get one, or
I'll get one. I just need to know dimensions and so I guess anything is that to be
in here you
specific?
can no nothing specific.
Okay.
You can just get any
got
regular
all the room.
regular battery. Then we'll get a nicer box to put in there.
Yeah.
Battery box.
Okay, I'll work on that.
Building aluminum.
Yeah, look at this. God, it's a sick car. What else was there? So this is my little checklist here. One of them. She's a beaut.
You mentioned something about the steering column. You didn't like how that works. I mean, the only way we can do anything with that is to replace the whole column. I mean, is that?
I forget what I said. Was that on this or the C2?
Well, this you didn't like the key placement.
Oh yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay, yeah.
It seemed cheap at first, but then I realized that this nut just simply wasn't
Right.
tightened down. So
Okay. All right.
I think that's fine.
Okay.
And then yeah, we replaced the because before the fuel gauge wasn't working, but we found something wasn't grounded, right?
Yep. There was wiring issues.
Got it. Okay. So that tub, well, this will probably kick us back a couple more weeks, but
Yeah, this is going to take a little time to get this moved and get it right. It's
Yeah.
going to take a little while, but that's the reason we haven't got the fuel cell in there, is so we can shut the trunk and stand in here and work on it.
Sure.
It's kind of nice in that aspect.
sure.
So
How'd that rear end going?
good. Real
Nice.
good. Yep.
Hell yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm totally down for different springs, whatever makes this thing.
You shouldn't be able to, that's way too weak a spring.
Yeah.
So I'll call up QA1 and talk to the same guy that I got him from your other Camaro, and I'll talk to him. But I think what we'll do, this car, the rear end's is a lot lighter than your other 69.
Okay.
So we'll probably back off the weight just a little bit on the spring.
Okay.
But otherwise, it'll be pretty much the same system as we got for your other one.
Cool. Anything else you guys need from me?
Well, I think the exhaust is pretty well, Matt says pretty well straightforward. We got everything for
Yep.
it. We got a plan here. Now we got the plan for the hinges, so I think we're in
Yep.
good shape. Should keep us busy
We
there.
find an issue with this yet?
I don't think they've looked a lot at that yet.
Okay.
Kind of tackle the big things. And
Yeah.
We're probably gonna get in here the old-fashioned way and take all that shitty paint off and all that stuff and go back to bare metal and build our way back out. So
I like that.
yeah, so it's like that car you're driving out front, you know.
Yeah, look at this. It's terrible. I have a little YouTube channel that's mainly for detailing. I'm trying to broaden the audience. People love this type of stuff. That's why I want
Yeah.
to start filming it.
So you must be pretty knowledgeable of Instagram.
I'm not on anything social media besides for YouTube.
I guess that's the big thing in my world. I'm not really, you guys.
Film shop here. Look at this beast. What do you call this thing?
It's 6.5 Chevy. That's an old Chrysler Hemi there, 57.
Yeah, damn.
That's the motor that made drag racing famous. Oh, the old top gear. This is old top gear board from 1968.
This fuel cell's gonna be
it is.
nice.
Well, the capacity, you know.
Yeah.
And what was that? 20 gallons we got, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then you have to look at this later on, you think? You're gonna take a look at the C2 later on, you
Yeah,
said?
we'll get two guys out and we'll get to the bottom of those hinges. Joe thinks they just came loose, but I'm concerned because they had them apart, chroming them. That means that they had to dissect them, so they pulled the pins and the bushings.
Some more C2s. This thing's a beauty.
Did it run? Did it run a bit?
This looks good. I tried filming as much of that as I was comfortable doing. I didn't want to show, I don't want to be rude and show too much of the shop. But that's Classics Plus. That's where we send all of our classic cars to get work done because they do a really incredible job. Even that brand new gray 69 Camaro that I had. This is where I brought it. And they found all sorts of things that either weren't right or they're the ones that found the frame rail connectors because I don't have a lift. I wouldn't be able to see. I suppose I could have looked underneath it, but they're the ones that saw and recognized and fixed that. Okay, well I got some errands to run. I gotta go to the post office, back to work, and I think for lunch I might swap this with the gray 69 because I want to drive that car some more. You know, it's still new, and I want to drive it. I don't want something to break, but if something's going to break, I want it to break now so I can get it fixed when I get that Hydro Boost braking system on there. This 10-speed is crazy smooth. You can hear his shit, but you can't feel it, like physically in the car. Okay, anyway, sorry. MTM Hydro's right there. If you guys watch my videos or Matt's videos, you'll see us use like MTM products, like the foam cannon. They're actually right here in Savage. That's their U.S. headquarters. It's pretty cool. Anyway, I'm gonna swap out that gray Camaro for this one so I can drive it and find out any other things that may or may not need to be adjusted or corrected or fixed or replaced. Hopefully nothing. All right, well, hopefully that gave you guys a little bit of insight on kind of, I don't want to say behind the scenes, but you know what happens when the cars are not in the toy box. Either they're there, or we're driving them, or they're in storage. All right. God, this car sounds good. Oh yeah. Okay. So might as well do a recap. So we found that the people that built the car might have gotten a little bit fast on it and didn't do things properly, such as attach the brackets to where the hinges connect to for the trunk. So I don't know if the camera picked up on that, but if they were to shut I'm rambling. I had them replace the hinges because they were I just don't think they were good. They weren't adequate. They were barely holding up the trunk, and they weren't. Actually, they didn't hold up the trunk. That's right. They didn't work at all. So I had to replace them to match the ones in the front. Kind of piston driven, and upon doing that and using the existing holes, they found, well, hey, this thing is not aligned right. The brackets for the hinges are not equal to the other side. So what we're going to do is break them off and re-weld them to the tub in a different position that allows for the trunk to properly close. That will then allow them to, create the floor for the trunk that they're going to mount the fuel cell to, but they have to wait to do that because we found also some coilover springs that they want to replace. I don't know if the camera picked up on that, but they were extremely soft, weak, I guess they are. So they're going to replace those with just some different ones that'll make the car, like I said earlier this morning, more enjoyable to drive, because I'm not going to be dragging this car. I'm going to be doing what I'm doing right now. I'm using it for just transportation to work and back. And I want it to be dependable, and I also want it to ride and perform to the best of its ability. If we have to replace things like shocks or brakes, those brakes looked so much better than the ones that were on them before. But anyway, if we have to replace stuff like that, and then so be it. I want the car to be, the intended use is to drive it, not drag it or beat the hell out of it. So we can get this crackle on film. I don't know if the camera or the mic picked that up, but it has that like that pop, pop, pop. Alright, I'm gonna get some fuel in this thing and head back to work. I gotta go to the post office still. So, alright guys. There are more videos coming out. I posted that picture and someone commented when I started releasing some videos very soon. It's only, what's the temp on here? It's 39 degrees here right now. Street sweepers out yet? And you can see we still got some snow. I strongly dislike that I'm driving this car with there potentially being salt on the ground, but as long as you wash it and maintain it, what can you do? I want to start driving these cars. I'm not tired of babying them, but what am I saving them for, The next guy, I don't know. Anyway, so I will make a lot more videos this spring, summer, because now I can finally start using these cars. And with this new I mentioned it this morning that I got some exciting news coming up, but I'll just say I don't know if I said it already or not, but we're in the middle of buying a new toy box, and it's got all the room for cars, lifts, a wash bay. It's got all that in it already, not the lifts, but that's gonna be really cool. So I'll bring you guys along the ride for that process. We're gonna go there this week and do some measurements and sign the purchase agreement and stuff already. We just haven't. Is it gonna stop? We just haven't closed on the property yet. So once we do that, then I can start, shopping for compressors or lifts. It already has an electric pressure washer in there. It's straight up. It's designed for exactly what we would build, but just different parts here and there. Probably make it a little larger. Anyway, Jesus, I'm hitting every single light. So stay tuned for update videos for that. I'll bring you guys along with. I hate the post office parking lot. It's just a mess. Any government building, they tax the hell out of you to make, your building look aesthetically pleasing as possible, and they have codes for parking lots and even parking lot spaces and things like that. But yet their own parking lot is just a piece of shit. There's a BP up the road that has 93 octane that I was gonna put in here. That white Camaro too, I should add, that thing needs a very high octane fuel, like 103 or something like that. It wouldn't function off pump fuel. So luckily there's a gas station right up the road from my house that offers such fuel, but I gotta have to remember to, obviously I will, to not put just any fuel in there. That was the main reason for going to putting a larger fuel cell in there. Yeah, because you don't have a stop sign or anything. Was because it needs such limited availability fuel. So it means I can go to work and back more than once. All right, hang tight. I'm gonna get some gas. I want a car wash new. This thing is really sweet. PaFur 7. That means that we got 7 vehicles between my dad and I that we own together. Otherwise, he owns them or I own them separately. $50. Not bad. Right, we're gonna head back to work and get some stuff done. Then I'll swap this car for the gray 69. This is a nice car. These cars are pretty underrated, I think. I mean, we paid like $44,000, I think, when we paid for this 2SS. We got a pretty good discount because we bought that ZR1 at the same time. I mean, for 44 grand, this thing's got like over 400 horsepower. It's got nice features, heated, cooled seats, backup camera. I don't know. Maybe I expect less for 44 grand considering I've been driving Mercedes and Porsche and BMW a lot. But I don't know, can't really beat this bang for your buck. Well, I should probably stop filming and driving, even though I'm watching the road, not really looking at the camera unless I come up to a stop like I am right now. So, okay guys, well, let's get back to work and I'll swap some cars. Check it out. Sounds good. Okay, I'm gonna bring this 19 Camaro up to, I get demonetized, up to storage and swap it for the 69. Alright, let's go inside and let's get the other one. The reason for that is I want to put some miles on it before you know, it gets too into the season. So I know if something's wrong, we can just, you know, we can fix it. What's up, Toy Box? Okay, the 69 check engine light came on, so I might just run up to the shop real quick, see if they can plug it in and see if there's any code that they can quickly read. Well, maybe it's something easy. Maybe not though. Yeah, see that light right there? Check engine. So let's run it up here. There's a little shop right up the road. I should be able to just plug this thing in too quick. They can check it out. Stay tuned. Alright, came down to Grease Monkey to have this, see if they can figure out why the check engine light is on.
Don't normally have an OBD2 port. As OBD2 was invented long after these things. Give me a rag. Was that a rag? Red rag. So do Chevy. It's going to be a Corvette.
It's 07E8. Or actually P12A6.
Oh, okay.
A6.
A6.
Is that the code for what?
Fuel pump circuit.
Fuel pump circuit.
Looks like it has something to do with wiring with the fuel pump or potential of failing fuel pump.
Okay.
But P12A6 is what.
Alright, that was nice. That was Grease Monkey here in Savage. They just diagnosed the code for me free of charge. It looks like it's a fuel pump issue. I'm gonna go to Subway real quick. Yeah, so I need to look at that. I reset everything, kind of killed the power to the battery, plugged it back in, and the light is off. But something to do with the fuel pump. But I'm getting fuel, so I'm guessing everything's fine. I don't know. Must not be if that light came on, but there's a little kill switch in the trunk by the battery that I can do to kill all the power. And I did that out of curiosity, see if that reset anything, and the light came off unless they did something. But the fuel pump, I don't know much about that. I'm assuming if it was really failed right now, I wouldn't be driving. Take it from this bus. The supercharger whine is pretty loud. Ooh, this Matt Miley. Alright, back this up. I like this car. I like it a lot. I left the keys to the toy box in the toy box, so I gotta go to my house and grab my set. Invited Pa to drive the Camaro.
It's quick.
What was quick?
The key has almost no resistance to it.
Oh yeah,
Smooth me.
smooth.
There you go. Oh shit. You really lay back in this vehicle.
Kind of.
Like that. Is there a way to
Maybe. How's that?
much better? Let's see.
See the check engine light came off. Maybe it'll come back on here.
Shoes in the road here. Okay, so far no warnings at all.
I got the oil gauge kind of spazzing out.
Volts looks good. Gas looks good. 248 actual miles.
Yeah. I like that mirror. Has kind of a fisheye effect to it.
I do though. I do like that mirror a lot. All right, I'm in. It kind of drives like an older car though.
Sort of, yeah. Doesn't drive as modern or as smooth as you imagine.
Well, only because it's a hand-built vehicle too. You know, let's face it. It doesn't have the infrastructure of a bunch of robots putting it together.
Yep.
Where everything is a perfectly assigned part, you know?
Yep.
Seamless assembly, in other words. You can kind of tell that she's kind of, you know, not mismatched, don't get me wrong, but just not a perfect fit.
Yeah.
To be expected, though. That's why David kept calling this a one-up car. Kind of custom built as they went.
Organizing the toy box. Do you see this one, Reinhold? It's a comfortable car though too. Yeah. This is sweet. All right. Hope it wasn't born video. Appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Thanks.